When deciding on holdbacks, sometimes it can be a tricky situation as there's so many different directions you can go and so many options. But it basically comes down to strategic planning and having a good outlaid foundation project. So today we're going to actually condense it into 3 simple steps to make maybe the process for yourself easier to decide on which holdbacks to keep back. So step number 1 is deciding what role that specific animal will play in your collection. Will this animal help you attain or go to a certain project that you want to achieve? And could it maybe work as a complementary animal to projects that you're already working with? For instance, let's say you're working on the Ultramore Clown project and you've been raising up your double-head Ultramore Clowns for a couple of seasons, and you hatch out somewhere down the lines, you hatch out an Ultramore head clown male. That animal will be perfectly fitting for your collection and help you attain those certain goals that you have in mind. The second step is to decide or to determine if this animal will produce holdback animals in the near future again. So it's sometimes hard because we can't dictate what animals we're going to hatch out. So sometimes it's hard to 100% know if this animal will reproduce holdbacks in the near future. But always ask yourself this question, will this animal help us achieve this goal that we have in mind? And will it play in terms of longevity towards the collection? Will it increase the longevity of the collection, and will it have a long-term impact on the collection itself? So always ask yourself, what is this animal? Where is it going to put me in the near future? Are we going to be able to produce the desired combos much quicker with this animal, or is it really not worth it to keep back the snake? So sometimes you need to be very hard on yourself and see, where the collection is going, what goals you've got in mind, and really decide if this animal is something that you're going to need going forward in the collection, or is it just going to be a redundant animal. And like I always say, always try and diversify. So will this animal help us diversify the collection going forward? Will it help us produce new combos? And yet again, come back to the fact, will this animal reproduce holdback animals in the near future again? The third and final step is to decide whether that particular animal will produce animals in the near future which will be in demand for your own collection or needed for your projects, and another situation if those combos will be desired. It doesn't help to just produce animals for the sake of breeding. So always be very particular of what you are doing and what pairings you are making, and that comes also down to deciding on the holdbacks. Be very particular. Ask yourself the question, will this animal produce animals in the near future that I can use again going forward with my projects? And also, if I do produce with this animal and I have the case where I've got byproducts, animals which I'm not going to need for the future, and I'm going to have most probably going to sell or put on the market, make sure that those animals yet again will be in demand. Make sure it's projects that people are working with, and at least at the end of the day, if you have some animals to resell, you're in a good situation.